नहीं जी. ओम सहनावतु सहनौ भुनक्तु सह वीर्यं करवावहै तेजस्विनावधीतमस्तु मा विद्विषावहै. ओम शांति शांति शांति. श्रुतिस्मृतिपुराणानाम् आलयं करुणालयं नमामि भगवत्पाद शंकरं लोकशंकरं शंकरं शंकराचार्यं केशवं बादरायणं सूत्रभाष्यकृतौ वन्दे भगवन्तौ पुनः पुनः. जय अर्जुन उवाच जयसि चेत् मनस्ते मता बुद्धिर्जना mata buddhi means it is thought. Buddhir matha te mata te. If you think that jnanam is buddhi, buddhi means jnanam, karmana means than karma. If you think buddhi is better than jnanam is better than karma, then buddhi janardana janan ardayati iti janan rakshati iti Janardana. Janardana, Satkim Karmana Karmure Mam, Niyojesi Keshava. Niyojesi means, why do you yoke me? Why do you put me? Ghore Mam, in this Ghore, Tatkim, and therefore, Karmane, this karma, Ghore karma, in this Ghore karma, Mam Niyojesi Keshava. Mujhko, why are you putting me into this action? Which seems to be battle in which I have to take the lives of many people, and therefore it is a ghora karma. Ghore karmani mam niyojesi Keshava. Keshava means he Ishvara who is nothing but bliss, nothing but anandam. Ka means sukham, kam means sukham. Ishvara means Keshava, Ishvara means the Lord. Keshava, you are indeed the joy, you are indeed the awareness, which is fullness, which is full of anandam, and therefore, hey Keshava, why do you put me into this ghora karma? If you think that buddhi, jnanam is better than karma, then why do you put me into this karma, which is ghora karma? And therefore he says, Vamishrena Vakyana, by confusing Vakya, by confusing Vakya, Vamishrena Vakyana, Buddhi Mohayasi me means my. Buddhi Mohayasi, you are indeed deluding my mind by confusing statement. Sometimes you say karma, sometimes you say jnanam, and therefore sometimes you say both. And in this manner you are confusing my mind. Buddhi mohayasya me tadekam vada nishchitya. And therefore ek nishchitya means tadek. Tasmat therefore ekam vada. Ekam means say, talk about only one thing, which is the best, which is best for everybody, which is best for everybody is best for me also. And therefore tadekam vada nishchitya. तदेकम वदा नहीं वदा एकम वदा मीन्स एक को बता मीन्स बता निश्चय करके निश्चित्या श्रेय हम अपने by which I can get this shreyas. I can get this shreyas means anandam. Shreyas anubha shreya apnayam. Aham means I. Apnayam means प्राप्त करे. मैं अपने मैं श्रेयस आत्म्याम, मैं श्रेयस को मोक्ष को किस प्रकार किससे क्या करने से कर्म करने से ज्ञान पाने से ज्ञान पाने से दोनों में से एक बताओ निश्चय करके ऐसा मैं निश्चित बताओ एक को बताओ. Vamishrena Vakyana Buddhi Mohaya me. You are confusing my state, my mind. And you are Buddhi Mohaya me. My Buddhi ko you are confusing, and therefore Yekam Vada Nishchitya. Vamishrena Ekam Udanishchitya. Please tell me only one thing, and that is Ekam Udanishchitya Nishchya karke. Yena Shreyaham Apnuyam. Yena Shreyaham Apnuyam means by which I will get moksha. And therefore, you please think about yourself. You think about what is to be taught to me, and then you teach me. Don't say once in a while. Once you say karma is better. Sometimes you say jnana is better. Therefore, don't confuse me like this. In this manner, Arjuna tells Krishna. Lokesh means Vidhanishta, Pura Prokta Mayanaga. Pura means at the time of Srishti. Pura means in before. प्रोक्ता मीन्स सृष्टि समय में मैंने बताया था आपको पूरा पूरा मीन्स पहले पूरा प्रोक्ता इट वाज सेड बाय मी लोकेश मीन इन दिस वर्ल्ड देयर आर टू वेज फॉर मोक्षा देयर आर टू वेज फॉर मोक्षा कर्मयोगेन योगिनाम गृहस्थानाम कर्मयोगेन योगिनाम योगिनाम मीन्स ये कर्मयोगी मीन्स गृहस्थ लोगों के लिए कर्मयोग है सांख्या नाम कर्मयोग ज्ञानेना सांख्य मीन्स थिंकिंग for the designing people we are saying that they are meant for your sankhya's jnana is meant for sankhya's karma is meant for grihasthas and therefore lokesh means vidhanishta and dvidanishta both are the same both are dvidha means twofold path. It's not twofold paths. It is twofold path. It is twofold path to jnanam. It is twofold path to gain moksha. It is twofold path. Dvividha nishtha. Pura prokta mayanaga. Dvividha दो प्रकार की निष्ठा है निष्ठा नहीं है निष्ठा पूरा प्रोक्त मयानगा maya means by me anaga means was sinless Arjuna. The problem is not sin. The problem is ignorance. The problem is not sin. The fundamental problem is ignorance. And therefore, the fundamental problem ko, we have to remove the fundamental problem. The fundamental problem is ignorance. The fundamental problem is not sin. And therefore, you don't call anybody he is a sinner. And therefore, don't address anybody. You are a sinner, etc. Nobody is a sinner. Everybody is ignorant. Even adharmic people, the sinful people, are only ignorant, are not sinful, are only ignorant. In ignorance only we do all kinds of wrong things. And therefore, in ignorance, like a small Jnana Yogena Sankhanam, Karma Yogena Yoginam. Karma Yogena Yoginam means Jnana Yogena Sankhanam means Jnana Yoga से through Sankhya means Samyak Khyayate Anayayati Sankhya. Sankhya means Upanishads. उपनिषदों से सन्यासी के लिए ज्ञान मिलता है उस ज्ञान से उनको मोक्ष मिलता है गृहस्थ लोगों के लिए कर्मयोग से ज्ञान मिलता है कर्मयोगी ना योगी नाम कर्मयोग से ज्ञान मिलता है उस ज्ञान से उनको मोक्ष मिलता है and therefore it is said as Dvidhanishta means twofold path. It is not twofold paths. Two paths नहीं है कर्म योगा ज्ञान योगा ऐसा two paths नहीं है path is only one द्विविधा कर्मयोग से अंतःकरण शुद्धि होती है अंतःकरण शुद्धि से मन शांत रहता है मन शांत रहने से ज्ञान प्राप्त होता है इसलिए द्विविधा निष्ठा it is said it is only द्विविधा निष्ठा means twofold path. It's not paths, it's path, twofold path. Nacha karmanam anarambhat. Naishkarmam purusha. Naishkarma means moksham. Naishkarma means to be free from action. Nakarmanam anarambhat. By not doing action, by not doing an action, one doesn't become a Naishkarma. Naishkarma means free from action, free from activity. He doesn't become free from, he doesn't get moksha. When he comes to know that he is free from action, then he gets moksha. Then he doesn't get moksha just because he doesn't perform any action. He doesn't perform any action, therefore he gets to the Naishkarma Siddhi. Naishkarma Siddhi, Naishkarma Purusha, man, Ashnute enjoys. Nacha sannyasa. By taking sannyasa, one doesn't become सिद्धि समझ गए स्थिति सिद्धि को प्राप्त नहीं होता है संन्यास लेने से सिद्धि को प्राप्त नहीं होता है संन्यास लेने से सिद्धि को प्राप्त नहीं होता है न कर्म करने से न सिद्धि को प्राप्त नहीं होता है न कर्म ना करने से नैष्कर्म सुनते हैं न पुरुषा मीन्स मैन अश्नुते मीन्स एंजॉयस man doesn't enjoy just because he doesn't perform any action he doesn't become any the problem is ignorance. The problem is not action. The problem is in ignorance. One feels one is active. One feels identified with the body, and therefore the body is active. Body is in space, and therefore the body moves from one point of space to another point of space, and therefore there is a movement, and therefore one thinks one is moving. There is movement in oneself, but otherwise in space, just as in space, there is no movement even though it is the truth of the all five elements, but yet the space doesn't have any movement in it. In the same manner, in the self also there is no movement in the self. In the same manner, in the self also there is no movement. And therefore, by just not doing an action, by remaining quiet, you don't become Naishkarmya. Naishkarmya means you don't become free from activity. You don't become free from activity. And therefore you decide to be actionless and therefore you don't become inactive, you don't become active. You become active. You continue you don't become Naishkarmya. Nacha sannyasa. By taking sannyasa, you don't become successful. Siddhim samadhi gacchati. Samadhi gacchati means he gains. He gains he doesn't gain. Nahi gacchati. Kshanapapi jadasishtati akarma krut. Without doing any action, nobody can sit in quiet even for a second. Nahi kashchit kshanamapi. Even for a second, kshanamapi jadasishtati akarma krut. Akarma krut means without doing any action. Akarma krita, without doing any action, tishtati akarma krita. Nakashchit kshanam api jada tishtati akarma krita. Even a person cannot sit down quietly. The restlessness is activity. Restlessness also is activity. And therefore restlessness is also activity. It is written by me. Restlessness is also activity. Restlessness means you think about memory is activity. The act of remembering. The act of remembering. Tishtati akarma krita. Karjite hamisha karma. Every karma is choicelessly done, is choicelessly got done. Karma prakriti jayir gunaihi. It is done by the prakriti sattva rajastama gunas. Gunas create a facility. They facilitate action. They facilitate some action. They facilitate sarva sattva guna, rajaguna, tamaguna. Facilitate some action. And it's not, and therefore your decision not to perform any action is not possible. You will be quite sitting at quiet place. In a park, if you are sitting, you pick the grass, you pluck the grass from its roots, and then and start breaking it. Otherwise, you keep moving your hands, you keep moving your feet, and therefore it's not possible to be. That is also a kind of activity, and therefore restlessness will be there. Restlessness is an activity. Restlessness is, you become restless, and therefore नैकस्य क्षणमपि जातदृष्टितः कर्म करोति न कार्यते हर्षो कर्म न प्रकृति गुण सत्गुण रजगुण तमोगुण all these three gunas manage to see that activity is performed, action is performed, and performed. Karmendriya and Sanyaya Asti Manasas. Keeping quiet, all these things, and then Karmendriya and Sanyaya Manasasmarana. By mind, one is thinking about the mind. One is thinking about the objects in the mind. He is remembering the objects in the mind. He is remembering the objects in the mind. Karmana, Amma, நல்லா இருக்கீங்களா? Karmendriya and Samyaya. Karma, Indriyas. Karmendriya and Samyaya, Indriya and Manasasasmarana. By the mind, he is controlling the senses. He is keeping his senses quiet. He is keeping his sense organs of actions quiet. And he is remembering in his mind. He is called Mithyacharaha. Mithyachara, if he remembers in the mind the objects, then Mithyachara Sauchyate. Indriyani Vimudatma. He is a confused man. Mithyachara Sauchyate. He is considered to be Mithyacharaha. Mithyacharaha means his achara is not good. He is controlling his senses all right, but then he is remembering in his mind, and therefore he is called Mithyachara. Mithyachara Uchyate. Uchyate means he is called. He is called Mithyachara. Indriya Arthan. Indriya Arthan means it's the objects of the senses. He remembers the mind. Vimudatma is a confused person. Mithyachara Sauchyate. He is called Mithyacharaha. Mithyacharaha means Mithya Achara Yasaha. Mithya Acharaha. Yasaha Mithyacharaha. The one whose Achara is Mithya. Is Mithya. And so such a person is called Mithyacharaha. Yastu Indriyani Manasa Samya. Niyamya Aravati Arjuna. And Yastu Manasa, a person who is by his mind, he controls his senses. Indriyani Manasa Niyamya. My mind, by his mind, controlling his senses. Arabhyate Arjuna. Arabhyate. By him, it is Aravati Arjuna. Aravati means he begins his action. He is doing all actions. Aravati Arjuna, Karmendriyahi Karma Yogam. And he is doing Karmendriyahi. कर्मेंद्रिया को नए कर्मेंद्रियों के द्वारा कर्म करते हैं. कर्मेंद्रियों के द्वारा कर्म करते हैं. कर्मेंद्रिय ही कर्मयोगम असक्तः सविशिष्यते. That person asakta is free from attachment. Asakta unattached to anything. He asakta savishishyate. He is indeed greater than the other person, Michacharaha. Is indeed greater than the other person. And therefore, between the Karma Yogi, Mithyacharaha and Karma Yogi is better than Mithyachari. Mithyachara and Mithyacharaha Savuchade. He is considered to be Mithyachari. He is considered to be Mithyachari. And that Mithyachara is different from Karma Yogi. Karma Yogi is, he controls his senses by the mind, and without any attachment he does the actions. And therefore that actions, and that makes him Karma Yogi. Karma Yoga, what he does by controlling his memory, if he performs action, then he is called Karma Yogi. He controls his memory and then performs all the actions. He is called Karma Yogi. And Karma Yogi is better than Michachari. Karma Yogi is better than the one who performs actions is better than the one who doesn't perform action. And then Maharaviti Arjuna Savisishyate. नियतम कुरु नित्य कर्म करना चाहिए. तुम कर्म जायो कर्मणा. Karma, doing karma Doing some activity is better than not doing at all. Karma jayo akarmana. Karma jaya. Karma is indeed better than doing karma is better than not doing any karma. And therefore karmana akarmana akarmana karma jaya. Karma jaya. Karma is greater than not doing any karma. शरीर यात्रा अपि च तेन प्रसिद्ध्यता कर्मणः ये Arjuna, you cannot even live without action. You cannot live without action. Even going for bhiksha means you have to do perform and you have to go and stand in the queue and stand in the queue and wait for the person to come and waiting is an action. So doing in action and therefore restlessness is also an action and waiting, walking, standing in the queue is in action. Therefore, going to the going to going to that where the food is served is also action, and therefore, without doing any action, it is better to do action. Without doing any action, you cannot even survive. You cannot even live. And therefore शरीर यात्रा अपि चैतन्य प्रसिद्ध कर्मणः. For not doing any action, a person cannot do, a person cannot survive even without doing action. And therefore, a person, jayo hi akarmana, yajnarthat karmananyatra. Yajnarthat means भगवान विष्णु के लिए यज्ञो वै विष्णु. It is said यज्ञो वै विष्णु, यज्ञो वै विष्णु. विष्णु इज इंडीड यज्ञ अर्थात विष्णु के अर्थ बदले ईश्वर के बदले ईश्वर के नाम पर जो काम करता है अदर देन द यज्ञ यज्ञ अर्थात कर्मणः अन्यत्र. अन्यत्र मीन्स अदर देन द actions which are other than the actions done for the Vishnu. Anyatra means the activities performed which are different from activities which are performed for in the name of the Lord prayerfully. Yajnarthat karmanonyatra lokoyam karma bandhanaha. And this world, to survive in this world is a karma bandhanaha. To survive in this world is karma bandhanaha, means karma becomes a bondage. If it is done in the Lord's name, then it's not a bondage. If it is done without in the Lord's name, without prayerfully, without prayer, then it becomes a bandhana. If it is done with the prayer, यज्ञार्थात means विष्णु के अर्थ में विष्णु के नाम पर जो काम करते हैं वो बंधन नहीं है. विष्णु के बंधन में विष्णु के नाम पर जो काम नहीं करते हैं वो कर्म बंधन में होता है. वो है इसलिए शरीर यात्रा कर्मणः लोग यज्ञार्थात कर्मणो अन्यत्र लोकोयम कर्म बंधनः तदर्थम कर्म कौन्तेय मुक्त संग समाचार. And therefore उनके लिए भगवान के नाम पर prayerfully perform actions. तदर्थम कर्म कौन्तेय मुक्त संग समाचार. May you do perform actions mukta sangaha. Mukta sangha means free from attachment. Kaunteya tadartham karma kaunteya mukta sangha samachara. Samachara means do, kuru ityartha. कर्म करो उनके अर्थ उनके नाम पर भगवान के नाम पर काम करो. कर्म करने से वो बॉन्डेज नहीं होता है. ईश्वर के नाम पर prayerfully if you do any action that doesn't become bondage, that becomes the means to moksha. It not only doesn't become a bondage, but it becomes a liberating force. It purifies the mind, and in the pure mind that you get the you get the jnana, and through that jnana you get liberated. And therefore, karma yoga is a means to moksha. It doesn't become bondage for you, and therefore it doesn't become bondage for you, and therefore it becomes a means for moksha, and karma that becomes a means for moksha. ते यज्ञ तदर्थं यत् क्रियते तद् यज्ञार्थं कर्म तस्मात् कर्म अन्येन anything that is not done prayerfully will bind you. Anything that is done by prayerfully doesn't bind you. And in fact, it becomes a means for liberating the force. It becomes a liberating force. Sayajna praja drishtva purovacha prajapati. Purovacha. This is what we have to do. Sahayajna. Sahayajna. Vishnu is creating all the individuals. He told Sahayajna praja srishtva. Prajaha means प्रजाओं को सृजन करके सृष्टवा सृजन करके कहते हैं सृष्टवा पुरोवाच प्रजापति है प्रजापति also created प्रजापति also remembered सहायज्ञः प्रजा सृष्टवा पुरोवाच प्रजापति है he created Prajapati created Puro. Prajapati said in the beginning सृष्टवा प्रजाः सहायज्ञः प्रजाः he created the Veda and then he created sahayajñah. He created the yajnas and then praja srištva prajaha srištva sahayajñah praja srištva along with the yajnas, along with the worships, along with the karma kanda, he created praja को सृजन करके अनेन प्रसविष्यत्वं एषवो अस्तु इष्टकामधुक् एषवो अस्तु इष्टकामधुक् अनेन प्रसविष्यत्वं by this karma may you flourish. May prasavishadvam means may you flourish. May you flourish with this karma. Prasavishadvam means may you flourish. May you do actions. May you do activity. Yeshaha, Vaha, Yeshaha means this. Vaha means aapko. Astu means yes, Ishtakamaduk. May it become a milk cow. Milking cow. A cow that can help you to get what you want, manokavana. What you can get through your manokavana. What you can get in your manokavana. Whatever is there in your manokavana, you can get it by doing this. Ishtakamaduk. Ishtakamaduk means milk cow. Kamadhenu means Ishtakamaduk. May it become Ishtakamaduk. Because you perform the karma, you get the result. And that result is necessary for survival. As long as you are necessary, Devan bhavayatanena, te deva bhavayantu vaha. Devan bhavayantu anena, te deva bhavayantu vaha. May you remember the gods and perform the actions, and the gods also may give you the results, may help you. Parasparam bhavayanta, both of you helping each other. Shreya paramapsata. Both of you can get moksha. Both of you, the individuals, jivas, and the gods, both can get the moksha, and both can get the moksha, and therefore you don't have to perform for yourself, and therefore you can perform for the gods, and for God's sake, you can perform action. You can perform karma for the sake of gods. Ishtan bhoga Bhogani wo devaha dasyante yajna bhavidaha. Worshipped by you, the gods can give you whatever you want. And gods also um, Ishtan Bhogan, Ishtan Bhogan. The Bhogans means the objects of senses, whatever you want, Bhogani wo devaha dasyante. They give you Yajna Bhavidaha, being worshipped by you. Yajna Bhavidaha, yeah. Being propitiated by the worships, they will give you the results of worship. Tay Dattan Apradaya Tay Dattan Apradaya and without offering unto them, Yo Bhunkte, Stena Yavasaha. He is indeed a Yo Bhunkte, the one who enjoys Stena, he is indeed a thief. Meaning, after getting the results, you have to offer them to Bhagavan, to gods. You have to offer them to gods, and then the gods will give you whatever you want, and then Yajna Bhavitaha, Dasyanti Yajna Bhavitaha. They will give you whatever you want, and therefore you should not think Apradayabhya, Apradaya, without offering them Abhya. Abhya means Devabhya. You Munkte, the one who eats them, Stena Evasaha. He is indeed a thief. You Munkte, Stena Evasaha. He is indeed a thief, and therefore he should not be a thief, and therefore you should offer them to gods, and then take whatever is prasadam. That is prasadam as prasadam. That is why even in the south, even today, in the south, they do the first they prepare food, and then they offer it to gods, to gods और भगवान को या दे के फिर देते हैं. इसका मतलब ये अर्थ है, इसका मतलब ये है, you have to offer them to gods, and then you have to offer them to gods, and then accept it as prasadam. If you do it like this, then you are not stena, then you are not a thief. If you take it without giving it to them, without offering to gods, then you are a thief. And therefore, apradaya means without giving it to these gods, without offering to these gods, यो भुंगते जो भोजन करते हैं स्तेन सहा, he is indeed a thief. यज्ञशिष्टान अश्विनः संताम उच्यन्ते सर्वकल्पिषैः. यज्ञशिष्टान यज्ञशिष्ट को अश्विनः, यज्ञशिष्टान अश्विनः मीन यज्ञशिष्टान मीन्स विष्णु के द्वारा जो ग्रास करते हैं, विष्णु के द्वारा जो भोजन लेते हैं, वो संतः मुच्यन्ते सर्वकल्पिषैः. And those who accept what remains after taking the Bhagavan, after Bhagavan has taken the food, you offer, you take whatever is prasadam, whatever is offered to God, that you take it, you accept it as prasadam. So by all sins, you are liberated. Bhunjate to agam pava. Ye bhajanti atma karanat. Bhunjate, those people, they only enjoy a sin. Ye bhajanti, those who cook atma karanat, they cook for themselves, and such people, they are not, they are only, they cook only for themselves, and such people are only, they get all sins, and they get all sins. Sarva kilbishai papaha ye pachanti atma karanat. Ye pachanti, those people who cook for themselves, who cook food for themselves only, their atma karanat, atma karanat, for their own reason, not for gods, not for Bhagavan, not for gods, anybody, not for others, only Atma Karanat. Such people are indeed, they eat only the sins. They only eat the sins. Chinte kalvisha. The rest we will see the next clarity. Om Purnamadaha Purnamidam Purnat Purnamudachyate Purnamandai Purnameva Vasishyate. Om Shanti Shanti Shanti.